Recording in progress.
Watercooler. Ba, 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 da. Watercooler. Watercooler. Ba, 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 da.
Damn.
Damn is right, Dawson.
Damn. Yeah.
Damn is that's what I'm feeling.
You just fucking played Big Six and yelled "Tadow."
I did. I went for it. There was a money note in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You're welcome, audience, and especially to the new listeners, you're welcome. And along with your welcome, welcome to the Water Cooler. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You know the show goes. I, Chris Locks, want to kick it with my Coral Digital Buds of yesteryear. With me today, all the way in Austin, Texas, Mr. Matt Fondelier.
Hey, brother.
Hi, Matt. And then all the way in Long Beach, California, like myself, it's Kalen Bean.
What's going on?
Hi, Kalen.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, we got a lot to talk about. And then all the way in North Hollywood, California, Nohoka, Mr.
You know,
Mike
parts
Dawson.
of Austin are like Berkeley in cowboy hats.
Yeah, I can see
That's
that.
because everyone from California just went over there.
Yeah, those are
right?
just people from Berkeley.
But like, you know, Austin has always been this mecca of strangeness.
Sure.
But,
Keep Austin weird. That's
right.
our slogan.
You know what the slogan of the rest of Texas is?
Fuck Austin.
No, it's keep Austin contained.
You know, I will say, though, I guess I haven't spent too much time in Berkeley. And by too much time, I mean 0 time. But my understanding is that the kids in Berkeley are fucking, they're whack.
Nowadays, yeah, dude. Austin
Berkeley's
is
like the
Berkeley in
example
1990.
of college kids that are
are
whack,
crack.
right?
And I'm sure they're lovely.
You
I'm
put
sure
Berkeley
they're
as the
lovely.
joke. They're the
I
punchline
disagree.
of whack kids these days.
But what I was going to say is the college kids in Austin, they're fucking cool as shit, man. They're as cool as cucumbers. They can be more laid back and less in your face. So
Nice.
I do think that perhaps the styles of Berkeley with the cowboy hat, I get it, but maybe not so much the attitude. I don't know.
Cucumbers PR really outdid themselves when they coined the phrase coolest cucumber, because cucumbers are all right. They're all right.
Dude,
They're
They did.
basic
They had a great
AF.
PR team on that. They're gonna make Seinfeld's gonna make a movie out of it. How that happened with the cucumber.
And I got to
should.
tell you, Cheese's agent is out of a fucking job because all we talk about is cutting the cheese, and it's frankly humiliating.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, and to all the cheese makers out there too, just sweating. I mean, it takes a
Right.
long time to make a good piece of cheese, and the fact that we just make fun of the smell right when you initially cut it and liken it to human flatulence, it's sad.
Right.
It's sad. But
Right.
cucumbers, by
Better
the way,
representation.
just chilling in the fridge. They're getting kind of gummy because you forgot about them, because you bought it
Yeah.
thinking these are delicious. You bought 2. You had the first one. You're like, it's cool. Need something, maybe some hummus, some ranch. Not gonna eat it by itself ever. What am I doing here?
You can throw it in a salad.
You could throw it in a salad for crunch, for texture, not for flavor. Nobody's like,
Right.
oh, this needs a cucumber flavor in my salad.
Sure.
No, it's a crunch
No.
thing.
I
It's
like
sad.
cucumber in my salad.
Cucumber's fine.
Yeah,
It's
in a salad,
fine.
it's-
Oh, it's good in a salad.
It's good.
But that's about it. I mean, unless you're brining that shit in some vinegar, I
That's-
have no
Oh,
use for
now we're
cucumbers.
talking.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
that's-
Kalen. You want cucumber to be good, you gotta let it sit in vinegar for a long time. like we need this thing to be.
But what
fully
an
consumed.
upgrade. I mean, to go from one product to another with just time. Again, it's like cheese.
It's like a caterpillar
it's-
turning into a butterfly.
Its potential is off the charts, just sitting there all the time. You never know that you just stick that thing in some vinegar for a few months and then bam, it
Right.
elevates.
Yeah, so why are we giving cucumbers the credit? Which would be cool as a pickle. Cucumbers
Yeah.
are basically the caterpillar, and pickles are the butterfly. It's what it could be. It's what
Exactly.
there's gonna be kids' books written about it.
Yeah,
Well,
thinking about
see,
it.
The pickle people, they're fucked because if you're in a pickle, you're in a real difficult situation.
See,
This is really in Pickle's best interest to turn this around.
yeah, if you're in a pickle, it should mean things are going great. It's all
Or-
gravy, and by the way, gravy PR. Skill.
No, I have an even better idea. It should be you're stuck in a cucumber because you're not going anywhere. You're just sitting there. Nothing's happening.
That's
You're
right.
stuck in a cucumber, and then
And
you're
it should
cool
be
as a
cool
pickle.
as a pickle.
Yes.
All right.
Matt, Thank
Even
you.
trade.
We've had this
Cool as a
all
pickle.
wrong our whole lives. You
Yep.
know, it's it feels like I've been awoken.
Yeah. Up until now, you've been stuck as a cucumber.
I've been stuck as a cucumber. I've been in a cucumber this whole
You've
time.
been in a cucumber.
my whole life. And when I should be in a pickle, so I'm glad.
That's insane.
It's insane. Anyway,
We're just solving problems over here. That's
Yeah.
what we do on this podcast.
that's exactly right. And
We expose the problems and then we solve them.
so we're talking about college kids. Oh yeah. So Berkeley, I've been to Berkeley.
More
a
like
few times.
Jerkley.
No.
Come on.
The
No?
only thing, well, I used to go to Berkeley and go because there were a lot of great record stores up there. Not
Yeah.
that I would go buy records, but I just like being in them. And
You would
and-
drive all the way up to Berkeley just to be in a record store there?
Yeah, I would. No, I would go with friends. Like they would be into the records, and I would just tag along, and they would go record hunting. Because when you're in when you're in a vinyl, you're in a vinyl, and you're looking around for some rare stuff. I don't even know if it's rare or not. Like, how can you tell just by looking at it? It all looks old. But I would just go and watch them record hunt, and then we would go and I mentioned this on the show before. There's like a good hot dog or sausage place that we go to. It's pretty well known out there. And then
What a
'cause we would
day, man.
we would combine it with going up to like Santa Cruz. So I went to like Hippie Central for a weekend every once in a while.
Just for some vinyls and wieners, huh?
Vinyls and
Yep.
wieners. And Kaylin, do you know what the I know Dawson will know this, but the UC Santa Cruz mascot is?
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he does.
See, Kaylin knows too. It's just a hippie town. It's a banana slug for those who don't know. Yeah, it's a good surf town, and I would go, and it was a good time. The only thing that weirded me out was I would say 2007 when I used to like really frequent Berkeley, and the homeless people out there, because
chill.
they're chill. They're just
Yeah.
they choose to be homeless, but they're not
Yeah.
like crazy. They're just like, no, I just want
Right.
to sleep outside. Like,
Right.
all right, if that's what you want to do, go ahead.
Cool, man.
But like, it's like like they're probably rich. Like they probably come from money, and they're just like, no, this is the life I want to live now. They're like beatniks, you know, inspired by Mr. Kerouac, and just hanging out and want to be in the urban outside. And urban camp. I don't know, but
Kerouac was a dick.
he was.
Yeah, dude.
Why? What did he do?
I was like, just fucking shirk all of your responsibilities. Run away, run away. That's Kerouac's body of work.
I will say that after poetry, the snapping, I don't like it. I find it
You don't like
snooty.
snap poetry,
No.
yo?
No, I love snap poetry. I love
You mean snapping as a form of applause?
but snapping
That's
is a form
right.
of applause. Yeah.
I agree with you.
I
dude.
much prefer the golf
I'm gonna
clap.
snap my applause.
Yeah,
How
golf
come
The
clap.
we
golf
don't-
clap is so much more elegant. It sounds
Yeah.
so much better on the ears.
Yes.
Just
I don't
adopt the
like- I
golf
love
clap
snapping.
instead.
I'm going to go the other way on this. I hope you're sitting down. Why aren't we snapping at golf courses? Everyone should be
Oh.
doing the snaps. This is a sign of approval.
Matt, you've gone too far.
Tiger's making the
I like what you
putt.
said about pickles.
He makes it.
You've gone too far.
The crowd goes wild.
We have
Matt-
identified and solved another problem.
Matt has lived long enough to become the villain.
great.
This
It is funny. Have you ever heard them reverse the crowd noises when they do like a big soccer putt versus or a big putt versus like a soccer goal, and they reverse the audiences?
Oh, hilarious.
And
That's
so when they make a
hilarious.
big, yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's funny. I would. I don't know about the. I like the golf clap. I'm with Kaylin. I think there needs to be more just respectful claps
Mhm.
and just some noise. But snap poetry is snap poetry the one? Oh no, I'm thinking of slam poetry. Excuse me.
Right.
Where it's basically like a battle rap, but with more elegant language. No, it's like a battle rap basically, right? But you're insulting.
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
it's just poetry.
It's just still one person. There's not like
Yeah.
two people facing off. against each
As
other.
the
Oh, it's not a-
resident,
it's not,
Yeah.
as the
don't
resident
think.
it's not like
published
8 Mile.
poet
in a
laureate
coffee
in this
shop?
group,
Uh-huh.
I was just say I'm the only published poet in this group, I believe.
That's true.
Huh.
So let me just say that snap poetry is all poetry.
Snap poetry is, but slam
Mm-hmm.
poetry.
Yeah, that's specific. It's more aggro.
Yeah, I'm thinking of slam poetry.
I like a poetry battle though. That does sound fun.
Yeah, dude.
We need more poetry.
I walked in the meadow and the leaves fall softly. One of them hit your head and you fell.
Oh, did you guys watch Shogun?
No.
Of course.
No, I
There's
didn't.
several scenes where someone is asked to perform a
That's-
made up
That's a good
haiku
point.
on
That's
the
a
spot.
good point. Yeah.
And they're like, I don't remember, Keelan. Are they like give it a key word, or they're like they get some sort of prompt, and it's just like a real sign of like beauty and culture is being able to just fucking spit a fucking haiku out.
Just
And
flow a haiku.
oh, it's beautiful, dude.
But
It's
they're
beautiful.
they're flowing a haiku, and it's kind of like against the person that they're doing it in front of.
So
like
it is
they're
it's like
doing-
battle rap.
It's kind
Yeah.
of as close to a battle poetry slam, I think, as we're
Dude,
thinking.
Chris, there's also a scene where a girl just makes tea and she's just making tea, and it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life, dude. It's an amazing show.
I'm all about this show now. I mean,
Yeah, you gotta check it
the
out.
tea thing's not really. I'll be honest, the tea thing's
Dude,
not.
just
not
wait.
attractive to me.
Episode 6, dude. There's gonna be
Uh,
tea.
Somebody making tea, Matt. You're easily amused.
Caleb,
I
back
worry-
me up.
I
Was that
worry-
not the fucking sickest tea you've ever seen?
I don't remember the tea scene, man.
Oh,
I'm gonna be
no.
honest with you. Out of all the scenes that was
Yeah.
in that show that were super awesome, that is not one that I can recall.
All right, post in the comments. Where all my fucking tea fans at?
What makes a good tea scene, Matt? Is it
It's everything. It's the way that it's poured. It's the way that it's stirred. Oh, it's incredible.
dude, are you sure you weren't
The
watching a
real heads
commercial?
know. The real heads know what I'm talking about.
Nobody's watched. There's
Hashtag Shogun Tea. Come on.
the cinematographer for that tea scene who fought to get that scene in is just so happy right now. Finally, someone got me, but everyone else just stared back at their phones.
Oh,
When you guys make tea, do you take the bag out after it's done steeping, or do you leave it in?
Take it out.
I just
Yeah.
leave it in. I don't know. I'm lazy.
I take it out, but my wife, it will depend on the tea. There are certain teas she is fine with leaving the bag in, but most of them she would take.
I'm gonna guess your guys' tea types right now. We don't know our blood types, but I know your tea types. Matt, see, you're kind of basic to like an Earl Grey morning thing, but I would say that's my initial
not
thought.
be
but
more
you're-
wrong.
Don't give it away.
But
Don't
you're-
give it away.
but
He's not
you're-
done.
But now you're fancy, and you seem like a Jasmine guy.
Hmm.
Jasmine Dragon.
Are you
Yeah.
a Jasmine Dragon?
No, absolutely fucking
Ah, all right. You're a chamomile man.
not. No,
You're not. You know.
no, I'm fucking like peach.
Oh,
Or like
Peach?
you
Oh,
know,
what?
fucking like
Dude.
raspberry. Let me see.
Oh
What,
my god.
Just took a
Are you
turn.
sure? Are you sure that she wasn't making
I think I have
juice?
like
'Cause
a-
you're
I have
probably
like
making
a-
juice.
I think there's like a vanilla almond tea that I have. That's pretty good.
Do you think?
There's like a
drinking juice,
there's like a
Matt.
cranberry one at Christmas time. I like a cranberry tea.
I already know Dawson's. I can already peg Dawson's.
Black coffee. That's Dawson's
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah, Dawson's tea.
No,
is
Dawson's
coffee
a
bean.
lemon chamomile with some honey in it, just to soothe
Oh, it's a
soothe,
always
soothe
has
the
honey.
voice.
It always has honey in it, whatever it is. But basically, my tea is whatever I have. I did a comedy festival in Santa
I'll take
Barbara,
that.
and they
That's
gave
fine.
us a box of tea. And I was like, sweet, I have tea. And so I had some people doing some voice work this weekend, and they drank that tea because that's the tea I had.
Yeah, I like throat coat. Throat coat, Doss? You a throat coat guy?
I got the spray, but I got the beekeeper out in Utah, Jonathan Saban's wife.
Uh,
She sends
the-
me
you're the
honey
hoodie.
every time I need it.
there's a tea called throat coat that
Yeah, please stop saying that phrase.
I love throat coat.
Yeah, there is.
I love throat coat, and it's I don't know, it totally works too. It lubes up your voice real
The,
nice.
the throat coat lubes, Matt.
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
And then
You should just
Kaylin,
make a recording of what you're saying and then listen back to it.
Mm.
I don't, Kaylin, you're a chamomile guy.
No, he's lemon, baby. He likes that sour tea.
He likes it's
God.
not tea. It's just like I like lemon fresh.
Just lemon juice. You guys are forgetting my roots, my heritage.
Ah,
Tea I
so
grew
you are
up on.
black.
The tea of my
The
people.
English
London tea.
The English breakfast, of
English
course.
there you go.
bre-
All right.
So do you put milk in your tea? Because I find
Yeah,
that
does
weird.
it taste like sausage and beans?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I do milk. No sugar though.
No lumps. That's what they call it in England. Lumps.
Oh, do they?
I'm guessing.
So they call it in
Can you
cartoons.
can you imagine going to a restaurant and getting tea and then ordering your sugar in lumps? Try it. I want to know what happens. Just want to know how many lumps of tea that or lumps of sugar that you'll have in your tea. Dawson, so what do you because there's a lot of Dawson's a voice guy. We all know that. He's the voice of the Adam Carolla show. He's identifiable based
He's
on
the voice of
his
a generation.
Voice
Of a generation. I could be the songbird of my generation.
That's
In
right.
fact.
So I'm a big vocal warm-up guy before I play music. I do the throat coat.
Uh-huh.
Get real lubed up.
I get real lubed up. I don't necessarily do vocal rest after I strain it very much. But
what is vocal rest? Just stop singing?
Dude, you just stop. You don't even talk. You just
You barely
all,
breathe.
All moved.
and just a fun little tidbit. When you lose your voice and you start whispering, that's actually worse for your voice. Whispering is harder on your voice than speaking.
Really?
Right, and raspy speaking. Yeah, I don't know
Did
why.
not know
Because
that.
you're using maybe because you're using so much air. I don't know.
Nope.
But nope. Kalen says no.
Keelan disagrees.
No, he's like,
Yep. Caitlin disagrees.
yeah. But Doss, you don't do anything. What do? You just honey?
No,
honey
I
down the
barely
throat?
prepare. I react. I'm reactive. I'm not proactive.
But so the live.
If I gotta play a show, I'll stay away from smoking weed for like 4 hours before I sing.
Yeah.
Because that
there's
really
been
fucks my voice up.
There have been some live podcasts where Dawson feels the energy of the crowd before he introduces Adam, and he'll say Corolla to where I am convinced he popped a vein or something during all the A's at the end of Corolla.
Oh, I've seen it.
He goes ham, and then the Definitely Not a Jew also very, very strong, and
I can't do two of those in a row.
You can't do two of those in a row.
I have to wait.
And you will
5-10 minutes
confirm that
before I
you
do
do
the second one.
you don't loop those. Those are fresh every single time.
No, there's a shell, bro.
Oh,
I go from Dateline to the joke.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because you can't. And Dawson wouldn't even record those in the studio just because he didn't want to startle anybody. He would have to find a quiet place.
Right.
So I remember when we recorded, when we filmed Road Hard, Adam's movie, I had to go to Mike Judge's office in I forget what studio it was, wherever they were writing Silicon Valley, and it was just this bungalow, and it was just Mike Judge, a bunch of tables, and he was just sitting there by himself, and I had to record because the scene is Adam's character in Road Hard's flipping through the channels, and it's like he flips through King of the Hill, where he's like, Bobby, oh, you got to be better at school or something. I don't know, but let's go
Biggie.
fishing.
Well, were you getting kicked off YouTube for playing that clip just
I know.
now?
Dude, it's Biggie.
This is so
I should tell
real.
people that was me. Yeah, for the listeners, that was me who did it. That was not we did not throw to a King of the Hill clip. Now, initially, because the script said a King of the Hill episode, and we couldn't clear it because it's a Fox show. So Mike Judge very graciously said, I'll just record you a throwaway line where I won't say that I'm Hank Hill. I'm just a guy who sounds like Hank Hill who just says, Bobby, let's go fishing. And like, oh, great, we'll send a guy over to record you. So they send me over, and I go in with a Zoom recorder and a microphone, and Mike Judge is there, and I said, here's the line. All I have to do is just say it in the microphone, and I'll be on my merry way, and I won't fanboy out too hard. And he's like, okay, but here's the thing. This is how I record Hank Hill. And he gets the microphone. He's like, and he's like, basically, just don't judge me here. And he goes up to a wall.
Judge you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what I did
All
there.
these years later, he was making a pun.
He was trying to connect.
That's his test.
He was trying to connect, and I missed it. And he goes up to a wall, and he faces the wall. So he's now just about 8 inches away from a wall, and he just looks down. Like, the whole room's behind him, and he's just looking into a wall, and just hurdles up and has the microphone, and he just does the line. And then he relaxes, and he turns around. It's like, all right, there we go. Like, that was weird. But awesome. But but I got chills. You get the chills just hearing him do the voice. Because the show wasn't even on the air.
That's pretty
back
cool.
then. Yeah, it was awesome.
And go ahead and throw to that clip again, Chris. What'd that sound like?
Here, I gotta rewind it. Hold on. Okay. Bobby, it's time to go fishing.
That's really good.
I just feel like if we're gonna get the strike on YouTube, we may as well just do it. Play it as many times as we can.
I just don't understand why they needed Mike Judge to do it.
That's a great point,
Recorded
Dawson.
you.
Why did you even bother my judge?
Right.
It's awesome. And
So-
now when you watch Roadhard and you see Adam's character flipping through the TV, I recorded that line in his office. Whatever, I
Nice.
forget the line, but it was awesome.
Is Mike Judge credited as like voice on TV or anything like that?
He
I'm not
might
trying
be.
to start shit. I'm just
He
wondering.
might be on I don't know. Let's not.
Guess whose voice on radio was never credited in the movie.
The opening line of the movie.
So if Mike Judge got in there,
At least one mic got
I'd be
in
like,
there.
well, at least one of us made it, bro.
Dang. Yeah, you were like, I think you were the opening line in the movie.
Right.
Yeah. You should have said your name.
That's one of those weird rules that people don't know in actors unions and film unions. If you have the first line of dialogue in a movie, you don't get credited.
Yeah, opening sound. The first sound you hear, sorry.
Yep.
You haven't.
So what are we gonna do? Say,
Doesn't
oh,
count.
there's wind in this movie? No, we don't count the first sound.
Not even a thank you. I didn't even get a thank you at the end.
So I had something weird happen this week, and me supporting all the Berkeley and the Santa Cruz guys, and then now I'm going to talk shit on the police. It's gonna sound like this is politically motivated, but it's not. It's just so the other day, Jen is sitting in the living room with their kid, and she just hears like a crash outside, and she goes outside, and right in front of her house, a car has crashed behind the parked car that was in front of her house. It was a Jeep, and then launched that car into the minivan in front of it. And so Jen goes out there and she's like, "Whoa, what happened? You guys okay?" And it's a couple. It's a very young couple. They look inebriated, and they're just like, "Oh, no English, no English, no English." And then Jen's like, and then she like goes back to get her phone, and you just hear like the girl go, "We're so sorry." And then as the window's going up, and then before the window goes up, you hear just them throwing a bunch of crap outside of the car. And then Jen gets her phone.
Like
she
a
comes
bunch
back
of
out.
cans rattling on the
Well,
ground.
I'll tell you what they are in a second, but you're close. And Jen goes back outside. They're gone. They're gone. And but on the driveway, on my driveway now, are I would say 13 Corona bottle caps, 4 Corona bottles, one that just smashed because they threw them out there, and a piece of paper, and then those weird chips that I don't even know what their flavor are. You know what they like you see them like hanging off the side of all the
Oh, like the
birthday cards.
pinwheel,
I don't even know what
chips
they
that
are.
they
Yeah, and like just a ton of those, and they're just scattered, and like it's just a pile now of trash, and then they drove off. So drunk, they crashed into the car, and whatever. So it's a hit and run. They're kids. They're getting out of there, and so Jen's like, I think I should call the police, and I said, well, yeah, because all the freeway signs are like report drunk drivers, like get this is dangerous, blah blah blah. So, well, yeah, there is a I'm like, Jen, so what's the car? She's like, I don't know, it happened so fast. It was just like a red sedan. I couldn't even make the model. I'm like, shoot.
Did they leave the car there, or were they
No,
able
they
to pull
they
the
just
car
they,
away?
they pulled out and they drove off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jen just knows it's like a red car, and then I'm like, all right, well, I go and I look at all this garbage, and I have a gig that night, so I don't want to roll over all this stuff. But it's like, we should probably leave it because the police are going to come and they want to, they're going to want to see what's going on. I'm like, fine. But I see a piece of paper on the ground, and I pick it up, and it is a temporary registration for that car with the name, the address, the license plate, everything. It's like you threw everything out, and it's just like the temporary registration for this car. And I said, all right, well, they're dumb. So
That's evidence, baby.
it's evidence. So
Wow.
so we tell the cops that we have all this stuff. They're
You know,
taking.
can I just tell you, Chris? You're fucking cool as a pickle, man.
I'm acting pretty cool. So
These drunk people, they are definitely in a cucumber.
So we called, we let the police know, and they said, all right, we're gonna dispatch somebody out there and take a report. I'm like, great. So it's been about an hour. My gig's coming up, and I'm like, I don't want to roll over all these beer bottles and stuff. So I just took a bunch of pictures of the scene of the crime, and then I go and
Like put peace sign, like selfie, like
Oh,
duck
yeah.
face with yourself in it.
you know what I did is
do duckface?
there's a new heart that teens do, man.
Oh God! Oh,
like-
I've seen it.
It's like
oh, it's awful.
Index. It's so hard to do. It's like your index.
And they do.
finger-
They do the thumb. You can do a double heart.
Oh what?
Yeah, dude. You got to watch more reality TV.
Dang.
Wow, dude. The most we came up with when we were in high school was, the horns when something's metal.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
still do that.
We would just be like, dude, that's too much metal for one hand.
Double pinkies.
Yeah, I like that.
And then
That's good.
we did like I had mini shakas. I don't know if you could see it, mini shakas. And then Koreans, they do the heart like this. They say
Oh,
you see
that's
Koreans, like,
right.
take picture. I like that. It's just one hand. It's like the snap, but it's cool.
And then I don't know. There's also the two fingers together like this.
Oh, I didn't know.
Also
Dang,
a
Matt.
heart.
Matt, you are tapped in, my man.
Yeah, dude.
Is that a heart? This one gets vampires to run away.
Yeah, that one does.
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyways, I did all of it. Yeah, I
In
brought a
each
mirror
picture,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I took pictures
Nice.
of myself doing all the hearts and selfies. Took
Cover your.
pictures of
That's
everything.
called covering your bases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
covering my base because I didn't want them to get a picture of me not doing some sort of hand signal. So
Yeah.
so I take all the pictures and then I get the broom and the what is it, the thing you sweep into? I forget what they're called already.
A dustpan.
The dustpan, or the dustbin, whatever it is. And I'm sweeping all the stuff in there. And
Sir, if you've been drinking.
and as I'm sweeping it all up, I'm sweeping all the glass up, all the broken glass, and this cop car just creeps behind me. And I look, and we kind of make eye contact as he's sweeping. I'm like, but he kind of drives past. He's going like 10 miles an hour, so it's still like it's a pretty consistent speed. He doesn't slow down as he sees me. And but he stops at the end of the street and kind of just hangs out there for a while as I'm sweeping in the street. Like, oh, I wonder is that the guy that's supposed to come over here? And then he turns around and he just drives past me and leaves. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's not the guy. So I tell Jen that nobody comes for a while, so I'm about to leave for the gig. So she calls again. She's like, hey, somebody's supposed to come. They're like, yeah, somebody came by. He said he didn't see an accident, so he left. And I'm like, there's a car in the other car in front of our house.
How
And
did
you
he
saw me
miss that?
sweeping. You saw me just sweeping in the middle of the street. Like you could have you saw me out there. So I was like, all right, well, that's weird. So they're like, all right, well, we'll send somebody else out there then. Sorry. So they sent another duo of cops out
Probably
there
the
to talk
same
to Jen.
guy.
No, it's different now. This is two.
Okay.
This is two women. They come by. They take the report. They get all the info, and then and then Jen's like, "So what happens now?" I'm like, nothing. And Jen's like, "Really? Yeah. See, the thing is, we don't care unless somebody gets hurt. Nobody was hurt, so whatever." She's like, "But there's a guy driving drunk around there, and I have his info. He crashed into these cars. Like, yeah, if they want to press, charges or insurance, then they'll handle it. But we're gonna go about our merry way." I'm like, "Well, what are the signs about like all the drunk drivers like roaming around? You don't care?" I'm like, "No, don't care."
Wow.
And then
Wow.
they were like basically like being real, like, "Yeah, sorry, we don't."
I mean, they towed the cars, I hope. They're not still sitting
No,
in
we
your
left
front
we
yard.
left notes. We left notes, and
I mean, that is kind of the right move because what can they do when the person fled the scene? They would have to turn it over. They have the
If-
information. You just shouldn't be saying it out loud like that, right?
Dude,
yeah, protect
Did
us,
you-
like protect our
Yeah.
mental, like
Yeah, just
Right.
pretend like you're gonna go
yeah,
after
we're
them,
gonna
and then
find
once
them.
we're
Justice
on
will
it.
be
We
served.
got we got a team over at the station.
Thank you. I
we're
would
gonna
like
get on
that.
this right now.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kaylin. Yeah, I would like that. Just like, you know what? We're gonna find them. We're not gonna tell you that we found them, but just trust us. We're
Just
like
take our
90
word for it.
We have
Yeah.
a
Did you-
99% success rate here. You're in good hands. Go back home. Go live your life. We got this. That's
Did
PR.
you- Yeah. Did you let the people know that you have the information of?
Yeah, we've been in touch with them.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, it was just like, all right, well, and now they're, chances are they're not drunk anymore. So,
You don't know that.
yeah, we don't know that. But anyway, so that was just like a weird, like, oh, so that is your protocols. Like, yeah, nobody's hurt, whatever.
That's
It's like, I get it,
disgusting.
because you're not trying, but, I don't know. I mean, and then Jen's like, look, they see crazy stuff all the time. Like, this is nothing. But weird, I was like, oh, that's just weird. But I don't know. Yeah, I wish they were, Kaylin's right. I wish they were just like, we'll catch them. We'll get the guys. All right. Well, anyway, do you guys want to do some comments?
Yeah. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
Now it's
All right, and these are all listener comments found on our Facebook group. That's right. If you're not a part of our free Facebook group, I suggest you join. All you have to do is first, if you don't have Facebook, get Facebook. It's fine. We're already all on it. They know everything about you. It's
too late.
It's a moot point at this stage. So the website is facebook.com/groups/Bobo Boy Army Worldwide LLC. You answer a few questions, we might let you in. It is my favorite place on the net. Amazing community there. All right, so let's start off with a listener comment from Stephen Vainio.
What's up?
You know, everyone's like, you pronounced my last name wrong. I'm like, well, get simpler last names, guys.
Right, just get one.
Can I get a 2-syllable last name or something with minimal?
I mean, look at Gary, dude. He's a Smith.
Dude, Gary Smith. There is no mistaking that. Yeah, Gary got it right. And, so anyway,
on behalf of my family's lineage, I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one apologizing? They
Kayla's
can't
first
spell my first or last name.
That's
You don't know
true.
how to pronounce either.
Your name is very difficult to spell, Kaylin. I'm sorry.
No one ever gets either one of them right. It's
Um,
I say to the point, they go, "Oh, sorry." I go, "It's fine. I'm used to it."
It is
I'm beaten down at this point.
It's I before E. And Bean.
Yeah, in B.
Okay, yeah. Stephen Vainio says, wow, I had a hard choice between a few different podcasts, the Watercooler, LOS, Story Wars, or Hollywood Babble, on while I cooked dinner. And you know what? I chose the Watercooler.
Yeah.
What was the hard choice though? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
Because he had to scroll all the way to the W.
Oh, okay.
That's right. We should change our name to Aardvark the Watercooler.
Smart.
We'll be always at the top of the list. Ryan Roberts says also
Patreon.com/Aardvark Watercooler.
You know,
Gary, I know you're not on this episode, but if you can get that,
yeah, we're gonna need that.
put
Buddy.
that together. We're gonna need that.
Back when iPods were a thing, and you really had to scroll to find the bands. Yeah, the
Oh yeah.
the A's and the numbers and the symbols.
I still use those,
Yeah, see,
and they're still a pain in the ass.
and I bet ZZ
Only you had a
Top
phone.
barely doesn't get as many listens as some of the other the other groups. Ryan Roberts, he writes, I'm making he put up pictures. He says he's attempting to make his grandma's secret bun recipe, and he posted some pictures. He said that yeah, they said that they were all right. That he didn't know until halfway through dinner when his aunt responded to a text that because he said he didn't know his grandma passed away.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm really glad that I didn't say some shitty comment
I
before
know.
that moment.
let's make a boring story
Good note,
sad.
Chris. Though good lesson to put that part first, just in case. Insurance
Fuck,
policy.
man.
Very sorry for your
Come on,
loss,
bro.
Uh,
I'm trying to feel the joy right now. I was stoked with the biscuits.
either way, Ryan, the bun, your grandma's buns look awesome. They look
Oh, right.
delicious. He posted a picture of them in the comments of
Oh.
this, and they look real nice. Let's see here. Jim Blake
Can you give any more descriptors?
of the grandma's buns.
Yeah, you said they look real nice. So tell us
Oh, they
more
look
about
real
it.
nice.
Plump,
They look fluffy. They're thick. Juicy is a weird
Juicy.
way to describe
Oh.
buns. They
Juicy
look
buns,
juicy.
dude.
No,
They're
I don't
fucking
want juicy.
juicy.
They look juicy.
Really? Sounds weird.
Uh,
Your grandma's recipe's weird.
yeah,
For
they're
sure,
just
dude.
they're just bulging.
Mhm.
They're bulging
Mhm.
out of the pan there. It's nice.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe this was a mistake.
I want to rub my face in them. if I'm being
And we're
honest.
back on track.
All right. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I was reading something from Jim Blake. He says, definitely try fixing any appliances before buying new. With the help of YouTube, I fixed my microwave, a fridge, my dishwasher twice, air conditioner. Dang, dude.
Makes
Well,
sense.
That's great advice because guess whose fucking dishwasher just broke this week?
Yours? What?
Yeah. Yeah, right after you said that, mine's fucking busted too.
There must be something going around. I had
It's a
a
virus.
I had a weird thing today where a guy knocks on my door and he's just like, "Hey, there's a water issue going around town. I'm here to check your water." And I go, "Did the city send you?" And he's like, "No, but I am going from house to house checking all the water in the area because it's bad and there's some chemicals here. I'm from the California whatever efficiency board." And I'm like, "So is this like an official agency?" He's like weirdly being coy, but he's like saying it's urgent. I need to check your tap water. And I'm like,
There's just point him at the hose.
I should have.
point.
I need to check your sink.
Yeah.
I need
There's
to
the
go
hose,
to your kitchen
dude.
sink. And
Yeah.
and I'm just like I was home alone at this time, so I was like, I'll entertain this. So I let him into the house, and the second he walked through the threshold, I'm like, this was a mistake. And he goes and he goes and he's complimenting the home, which is nice.
He's trying to sell you something. He's trying to sell you a water filtration system.
And he's like, I'm gonna check for chemicals in the water.
Yeah.
And then he puts like some powder into a glass and he puts it under the sink.
He didn't
and he's
just
like,
put the glass there and then set it on the counter for 30 seconds.
No, he wasn't checking for mold. He was checking for
Okay.
contaminants.
Okay.
Well, first he gets out his phone and he's like getting up all close to me. And he's like, look at these. These are the chemicals that have been going through the city. Look at what this chemical is and look what this is. And he's like weirdly close to where I'm like, is he going to try to make a move? Not a sexual move, like an aggressive move. And
Maybe he'll start breakdancing in your kitchen. What's your floor like?
it's perfect for breakdancing.
Yeah.
And I
You're
weirdly
gonna
had
bust a move, dude.
I weirdly had a piece of cardboard out, just flat
Right,
on the
sweet.
floor too. So
The
it
double
really,
layer. You got to do that.
It was pretty prime for some
Cardboard
breaking.
on linoleum. It's
Um,
really good.
So I'm like ready to throw down just in case. Like if he even makes a sudden movement, I was just gonna like just send a fist somewhere in the upper area of his face. So I'm like, and I'm all, he's just growing. He's like still on aardvark chemical, right? And like he's like, I got like 20 more. I'm like, I don't care. Just check it, and then we'll see what's happening. It's like,
Set it and forget
yeah,
it, man.
just check my faucet. I don't care what chemicals. I'm never gonna remember these names.
Right,
Like,
beat
all
it,
right,
geek.
all right. So he puts some powder into a glass, and he's like, I'm gonna throw this in the sink, and if this turns a color, you got chemicals that are dangerous, and you shouldn't even be bathing in them, let alone drinking tap water. And the thing just turns pink. And he's like, look at that. And I'm just like, it looks, you just put pink lemonade powder in a glass and just, and I'm like, okay, great. And I'm like just shooing him out there. And he kind of gets the vibe. He's like, okay, this guy's not really a mark. We're gonna get out of here. And I just felt dirty. I'm just like, man, he really faked like he was an official part of
Pulled a number on you,
safety.
dude.
I
Yeah.
gotta hand it to the guy.
He's
I mean,
good.
if you're a solicitor, you gotta gotten your door. So
No, that's
Sure, you
true.
just let him in.
he
got
knows
him,
how to
my-
work it.
Dude, I know. Can you imagine? What if he was a vampire? I would have been
Yeah.
effed.
You'd been really effed.
That would have been effed. Yeah, anyway, so it just felt dirty. Marty Ward says, hey, Drinkwater. Oh, great. Now you're making fun of me. He says, hey, Drinkwater Army. Quick question. I'm new to the pod and listening backwards. Hey, welcome, Marty. And he's new part of the Facebook group. I love it.
Oh, those plugs work sometimes.
And if he's calling us Drinkwater, I know where you've come from, my friend, and it's fine. Welcome, and we do name capitals in some sort of an episode or two at least. It says, I'm new to the pod and listening backwards. That's smart. That's how you should listen to stuff, Marty. Good job, buddy. Memento style. He says, I did mention this in my first post, but I very much don't expect anyone to realize that I'm the backwards listener. You've been acknowledged enough now. He says, however...
I actually am reading his posts backwards. So I found that. The second one, I found it later. The first one, I found it later. I think he appreciates the art of it, you know?
Yeah.
pretty
That's how we
brilliant,
do it.
dude.
Matt, I love that you really commit.
Yeah, just we're kindred spirits that way.
He says, however, I need to mention again, my question only makes sense if you realize I'm going in reverse. I used to hear the Gary drop of him angrily yelling
Press!
a whole lot,
Press!
but I haven't heard it in a minute. Does anyone recall the episode where it originated from or what context?
Press!
Well, I think it was from a different show,
That's right.
actually.
From
that
From the
first
Corolla
originated
show was from,
him.
it was from a
Probably an
reasonable
Adam and
doubt
Drew. I'm guessing
that-
an Adam and Drew.
Adam
Oh, it
and
was
Drew,
Adam and Drew,
maybe.
that's right. Or Ace on the House.
It was an Adam and Drew show.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
possibly an Ace on the House. That's true. Those are the two shows that Gary and I produced. In both cases, I was the one sitting at the soundboard, and thus the one who accidentally left Gary's mic unmuted when he screamed for Chris, not realizing that it bled. And by bled, I mean was very easily let onto air.
Like Gary's mouth is in this clip. His mouth is probably 4 feet away from a microphone.
Yeah.
And listen to that. Listen to the intensity, the volume,
The speed.
the speed.
There was
Now that I
urgency
think
in
about
that
it,
call.
here's what I'm going to say with some distance now. I'm guessing that this was Ace on the House. And the only reason why I'm leaning that way now is because many a morning CarCast taped right before Ace on the House.
That's
and
right.
Chris was in charge of the booth for that show. And
Yeah,
so
Chris.
some setting,
you're close. I know-
something
I
or
knew-
other was not changed properly. And then when it came time for Gary to fire off a clip and he couldn't, he shouted the one person he knew he could blame.
But you're right. You're right in a sense. It wasn't that I changed something during CarCast, because remember I stopped doing CarCast at that time too. So
Okay, so maybe I don't know.
So what I did implement a new system for Zoom guests, and Gary was having trouble mapping it all out because, look, I mean, I tell you guys how to make it work, but if there's any troubleshooting involved, it's me that has to go in there because I mapped it out. It's fine. I get it. So you
You're the architect.
load up the presets. I'm the architect. That's right. I'm the landlord. If things are going bad, I'll be the one that has to fix it. So Gary was panicking. I think he was having a rough day at the moment, and he was probably at his wit's end. I'm sure Adam was very, very kind to him throughout the whole morning, and so yes, but left the mic open, and now it's everyone's favorite.
It's a good one.
When I used to be in the front room, because my office was the very front, it was very far comparatively in the warehouse to the rest of the offices. I would just pretend I didn't hear him when he would do that. 'Cause it's like, oh, dude, just figure it out, man. Just figure it out.
To be fair to Gary, you probably did that with a couple people.
Anyway, there you go. It's not actually from this show, Marty, but it is real. It is absolutely real, and that's what makes it amazing. All right, well, you know what? I think that'll do for comments. I know we read a few, and somebody complained that I read Patreon comments last time. It's like, whoa, what about the Facebook group? So I don't remember who did it. I saw the comment though, and it made me laugh. So here we are. Well,
There's a pretty easy fix to that, actually. If you're bummed by that, then for less than a cup of coffee, you yourself can become a Patreon comment.
Oh,
Look at getting the plugs in early.
Look at that.
He's getting the plugs in early already. Look at what a pro.
Yep.
All right. Well, speaking of plugs, we're gonna go. This is for all the new listeners, Marty. I mean,
What's up, Marty, with the party?
If you're listening backwards, and I don't even know where this one is is included in your list.
Yeah, he will never hear it because
He's already on his way back.
Business in the front, Marty in the back.
Well, for the new listeners, at the end of the show, we suggest things that we think you should check out, whether it's our other projects, TV shows, anything. So we'll go around the horn, and I'll start over there with Dawson. Dawson in North Hollywood, California. What do you think our listeners should be checking out right now?
Check out the book or the audio book if you don't like to read. Richard Stanley, Up on Game. I've been listening to it again lately because we're messing around with that for another thing. And it's fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Listen to the audiobook Up on Game. It's interesting as fuck. And it could teach you how to rob banks. Though I don't think.
Oh, where's Gary goes? Yeah, I mean, I would say, would you say, because Dawson, you know the method of how Mr. Stanley would rob said banks.
I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Would that work today?
I would certainly help. Absolutely. Yeah, I think you could fold what he did and do it today. But basically, he said he watched FBI files his whole life, and he was watching FBI files, and every time a bank robber gets caught, they would say how he got caught, how they caught him. So I start going through. I'm scrolling through Amazon Prime looking for something to watch the other night, and I noticed they have six or seven seasons of the FBI files. So I just start watching everyone that has to do with bank robbery. And then I got to the third bank robbery one, and the hair on my arms stood up because the opening line was like about, one bank robber found a way to get around these tracing devices,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, dude, this is the episode. So I watched the
Boom.
whole thing, and he certainly did get it from that.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I missed
dude,
that.
it
I
would
missed
work.
the whole end of that sentence because Matt's chair was just overpowering everything. But it's okay. Yeah.
No, I was gonna ask Dawson that what you just said was that the first line of the episode.
Yeah, it was.
Did you watch the credits and did that guy get
I don't think
credited?
so. I don't think so.
That's funny. No, the guy who hosted it was like, I'm former crime bureau leader of the FBI New York office, and this is FBI files.
Dang.
Nice.
It's good shit though.
All right, Richard Stanley. Kaylin, what about you?
Just Fooling About with Michael Bean. That is me and my dad's podcast. My dad is an actor. He interviews other actors and directors and such. And just today, we recorded an episode. Probably going to release it next week, maybe the week after, but it's with actor Carrie Elwes.
Oh,
wow.
Yes, and it was
Mr.
very
Yules
interesting.
himself.
Yeah, so Princess Bride, Robin Hood Men in Tights,
Wow.
Days of Fury, Glory, talks about all of it.
Twister?
Tells a little story about Twister and Bill Paxton picking him up from the airport.
Days of Thunder.
I'll even do a little tease
He
or
did Days of
spoiler and
Thunder.
tell
He did
you
Days
that
of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, yeah. And tell you that when Bill Paxton picked him up from the airport and drove him from there, they actually saw the Oklahoma bomber being pulled over on the side of the road and drove by him. As that was happening. That was happening when they were
Jesus.
filming Twister. So he tells a lot of fun stories about that, working with Tom Cruise.
Mission Impossible?
Yep, Mission Impossible. So, yeah, Just Fooling About with Michael Bean. Go check it out.
That's
on
what-
Spotify, all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
dude.
That's
what they call a get.
That is what we
Yeah.
call a get.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
But,
It's very fun.
Just Fooling About also has Michael Bean, who is a get. So watch a get a get on Just
get
Fooling About and get it. Matt, what about you?
Well, you should check out patreon.com/watercooler. Speaking of gets, we got Gary Smith on the next episode.
Yep.
How do you imagine we got that guest? But yeah, seriously.
And for those people who don't like me, I won't be on that show. On the
Dawson,
next
call
Patreon
Stacy out.
Hear that,
episode.
Stacy?
So now is the time,
I
Stacy.
just got an alert. Stacy just
Re-up.
resubscribed.
You resubscribe.
Wow.
I also saw too. I gotta just throw this in there. We always pitch the $5 a month or whatever. But I saw you can actually sign up annually and you save 15%, which means it's actually $4.25 a month. And you just do it one time, and then it's $1 a week. You won't even miss that.
Wow, dude.
That's just good sense.
That's good
Dollars
science.
and cents.
Can people use their subscription as a write-off for their mental health?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I saw
100%.
that somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Just put it in.
definitely legal.
Just call it research.
People-
It's called
People
research.
and they listen to it while at work, so they
Right.
I get it.
Right.
All right. Well, anyway, as for my plug, I'm playing music all over the place. Just follow my band Loxy Music on social media, and we'll post all about it. LAXI Music, and come hang out. All right, that will do it for Watercooler. We'll be back later for Patreon this week. We love you. Goodbye. Oh.